Welcome to episode 26, the bone marrow failure syndromes. We'll cover aplastic anemia, an immune attack that empties the marrow, paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria, a clonal disease of complement-mediated hemolysis and thrombosis, and Fanconi anemia, an inherited DNA repair disorder. These conditions overlap biologically, aplastic anemia and PNH especially, and that overlap is a favorite testing point. Aplastic anemia is pancytopenia with a hypocellular, fatty marrow, and, crucially, no fibrosis, no malignant infiltration, and no significant dysplasia. The respiratory count is inappropriately low, reflecting failed production. In most cases, the mechanism is an immune-mediated T-cell attack on hematopoietic stem cells, which is why immunosuppression works. Severity is graded by the degree of neutropenia, reticulocytopenia, and thrombocytopenia. Most aplastic anemia is idiopathic, but causes include drugs, seronegative hepatitis, and viral infections. The workup is largely about exclusion. Rule out hypoplastic MDS and hairy cell leukemia, and always screen by flow cytometry for an accompanying PNH clone, which is common. In younger patients, test for Fanconi anemia with a chromosomal breakage assay, since inherited marrow failure changes management entirely. Treatment of severe aplastic anemia depends on age and donor availability. A young patient with a matched sibling donor should go to allogeneic stem cell transplant, which is curative and first line. Older patients or those without a donor receive immunosuppressive therapy, antithymocyte globulin plus cyclosporin, and adding the thrombopoietin agonist L-thrombopic improves response rates. Supportive care with judicious transfusions and infection control runs throughout. Paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria results from an acquired PIGA mutation in a hematopoietic stem cell, which prevents synthesis of the GPI anchor. Without that anchor, cells lose the complement regulatory proteins CD55 and CD59. The result is unchecked complement activation on red cells, causing chronic intravascular hemolysis. It is a clonal stem cell disorder that overlaps with aplastic anemia and MDS, often arising in that setting. PNH presents with a triad: intravascular hemolytic anemia, classically dark, cola-colored morning urine from hemoglobinuria; thrombosis, often at unusual sites such as the hepatic veins causing Budd-Chiari or intra-abdominal and cerebral veins; and underlying cytopenias or marrow failure. Labs show a high LDH and low haptoglobin, and importantly, the direct anti-globulin test is negative. This is complement-mediated, not antibody-mediated, hemolysis. Diagnosis is made by flow cytometry, showing loss of CD55 and CD59, best detected with the FLDR assay. Treatment is complement inhibition with anti-C5 antibodies, eculizumab or longer-acting ravulizumab, which dramatically reduce hemolysis and thrombosis. Because blocking complement raises the risk of Neisseria meningitidis infection, patients must be vaccinated against meningococcus before starting therapy. Thrombosis remains the leading cause of death, so prevention is central. Fanconi anemia is the prototypic inherited marrow failure syndrome, caused by defective repair of DNA in terstrand crosslinks. The diagnostic test is increased chromosomal breakage when cells are exposed to cross-linking agents like diapoxybutane or mitomycin C. Children often have short stature, café-au-lait spots, and thumb or radial ray anomalies. They develop progressive marrow failure and carry a markedly elevated risk of acute myeloid leukemia and solid tumors, especially head and neck cancers. Consolidate the traps. A young patient with severe aplastic anemia and a matched sibling donor goes to transplant first, not immunosuppression. L-thrombopic adds benefit to ATG and cyclosporin. PNH hemolysis is Coombs, or DT, negative, a key discriminator from autoimmune hemolysis. Thrombosis at an unusual site with hemolytic features should prompt PNH flow testing. And always vaccinate against meningococcus before starting eculizumab. Apply it. A 26-year-old woman has fatigue, dark morning urine, and abdominal pain. She has anemia with a high LDH, low haptoglobin, and a negative direct anti-globulin test. Imaging shows hepatic vein thrombosis, Budd-Chiari syndrome. What is the best diagnostic test? Pause and decide. The answer is flow cytometry for CD55 and CD59 to diagnose PNH. The combination of Coombs negative intravascular hemolysis with a thrombosis at an unusual site, here, the hepatic veins, is the classic PNH presentation. Treatment is a complement inhibitor, such as eculizumab, given after meningococcal vaccination, along with anticoagulation for the thrombosis. That's episode 26. Next, thrombophilia and venous thromboembolism.